Welcome back on this Friday morning to NYSE TV Live. New York Stock Exchange listed equipment maker Oshkosh rang this past Wednesday's closing bell right here to celebrate its 2025 Investor Day, where the company unveiled its long-term strategy, financial targets, and operational plans through 2028. John Pfeifer, Oshkosh's president and CEO, joins me now. He's here live in studio. Thanks a lot for being here.
Yeah, thanks, JD. Happy to be here. Appreciate
Congrats on a monster week for you and the company. Let's start with Investor Day. What were the top priorities to share, and what should people know about what you did right here at the exchange?
Sure. Well, we laid out a little bit more about what the future looks like for our company. We've been in business for a long time. We are an industrial technology company. We serve critical industries that all of us rely on. I'm talking about airports. I'm talking about communities. I'm talking about job sites. Think about construction. If you don't have our equipment, you can't get work done productively and safely. We're a technology company as much as anything. We serve everyday heroes, firefighters, people working on construction sites, people working on the tarmac of an airport. We bring technology to these people in the form of autonomous functionality, in the form of electrification, in the form of today intelligent software that allows them to have insights and capabilities that they never dreamed possible just a few years ago. And that's driving growth for the company. And so we're growing at nearly a 10% compounded annual growth rate through 2028. For a company like us that's been around 100 years, that's a pretty healthy growth rate. And we laid out that strategy of what does the world look like in these critical industries over the next few years. So we kind of have a strategy of the airport of the future, the job site of the future, think about a construction site, and the neighborhood of the future where we all live. And how does it get better with this technology?
You know, John, we talk so much about companies and CEOs who in this particular macroeconomic environment, they have a really hard time doing exactly what you're talking about. How do we possibly make a blueprint for the future, especially I'd imagine in manufacturing, tariff pricing uncertainty? How are you able to give your investors a sense of confidence on what comes up for 2028, let alone even later on this year?
Yeah, great question. You know, we look at the tariff landscape, and first I'll start with we have a bit of an advantage because we're a global company, but we're also a quintessential American company. So almost everything we sell in America is made in America. And our biggest footprint of manufacturing is right here in the United States. That gives us a bit of an advantage. But of course, we're a global company, so we got global supply chains. So we have to pay attention to the tariff landscape. We have a lot of playbooks on what we will do with our global footprint depending on what the actual tariff landscape looks like when all of this is settled. Of course, right now we're in a couple of 90-day grace periods in terms of us finding out what actually is going to be the long-term tariff picture. But we're pretty confident that we can adjust to the tariff landscape when it's all said and done. And so while it may have a bit of an impact to us short term, we said it might have a 50-cent impact to our $11 EPS this year. Long term, we think we'll get over it and we'll be just fine. That's our expectation.
You expect to put more money into advanced manufacturing. Talk to me about what that actually means in practice. What does that look like?
So when we talk about giving autonomous functionality and using AI on the job sites in the critical industries that make up our markets and our customer base, we do the same thing in our own manufacturing plants. We're driving a lot of AI and autonomous functionality into the products that how we build the products that we make. So we're taking processes that you couldn't dream of in the past, making autonomous, and with AI, where an AI robot can learn the difference in each product that's coming down the assembly line and do tough work that nobody wants to do autonomously. That's a big breakthrough for our own production operations, and it's helping us drive better throughput in our plants.
How do AI and self-driving technology fit into the future for your trucks and your vehicles?
Yeah, so if you look at our vehicles, I mean, what our customers care so much about is productivity. Everybody needs better productivity. It's what drives the economy. It's what's driven it for hundreds of years. So our autonomous functionality allows productivity gains. If you think about any of the operations we work in, from last mile delivery to environmental vehicles to construction vehicles, the more autonomous functionality we put into the vehicle, the more the operator can just focus on the job that they're there to do, not on actually running the vehicle itself. So that's a big part of how we serve our end markets and make a big difference to our end markets.
Why are electric vehicles such a good fit for things like deliveries?
Because it's route-based. So you have vehicles that are on the road 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. They're route-based fleets. So we design the vehicle so that you can get through the entire day on a single charge. Sometimes you can get through 2 days on a single charge at night. It's lower cost overall. It drives economic benefit for the U.S. Postal Service in one case, or for, say, the operators in the environmental service industry. Lower overall operating costs, better performance always on an electric propulsion system than diesel or internal combustion. So that's why our customers are wanting us to continue to advance this technology, because it just drives better economics for them on route-based vehicles.
I got about 30 seconds left. What is one reality of your work at Oshkosh that you wish more people or more investors specifically knew about?
I wish people knew that we were the technology company that we are. And how that really is changing the nature of our business, and how that's really driving growth and resilience into our business. I think we get a little under-recognized for the technological lead that we have in the industry.
Yeah, well, congratulations on all the work, and thanks a lot for joining us here in studio, John. It's great to have you. John Pfeifer, Oshkosh's CEO and President. Thanks a lot. Good to have you.